This is a singles match. The number 2 seeds in the Clothier Cup. Nick Stenning from Australia to serve. Noah Moats from the USA to receive. Best of 3 6-game sets. Level. $15.
Welcome to this U.S. versus Australia match. U.S. currently leads 2-0.
$30.
We have a bit of a lucky shot from Noah there.
Worse than 5, $30.
Noah's up against Nick Stenning from Australia. Nick's come onto the scene. That's a great shot. Nick's come onto the scene pretty fast here.
40 love, worse than 5.
He was playing with us in Australia last year during the Clothier, but he's really honed in his game, probably improved 10 plus points since the
40
last
love,
time I
chase
saw him.
worse than 5.
He's got a really good lefty railroad, lefty game, and hits a really harp, good ball.
Full.
Oh, this is Eric Barker, by the way.
One game
Noah
to love.
takes an early lead in his jumper still. Oof. Yeah, you don't see the ace too
15
often in the game of court tennis.
That's great.
But Noah is giving off the Tim Chisholm vibe early on. Very casual and poised. And Nick
30
has
love.
honestly had a bit of a rough start. Few early misses. not quite into his game yet. Now that's good length from Noah.
40 love.
I think you'll find at this court that
Fault.
balls, obviously under the grill, are obviously always a great shot. But sidewall timbre here is a phenomenal shot, specifically low or mid sidewall timbre.
Better than
You really
3.
get rewarded here. It'll
40
hug
love.
the back wall. If anyone is out there watching, please give Nick advice or no advice on what they can do to win this
40
match.
love. Better than 3.
Nick has had a really good run so far in the U.S. He and Ollie got to 3 sets yesterday against
Lost
a
the chase.
very tough
15-40.
British pair. Yeah, I mean, what a tournament for Ollie, by the way. Shout out. He beat Will Flynn yesterday. Great shot from Nick there.
30-40.
He beat Will Flynn. He beat me and Noah, the U26 doubles final. And he's gone to 3 sets with really tough opponents in doubles twice. So Ollie has really turned it on, representing his country well. And Nick brings it back to deuce. That's going to be tough to return. It's the patented Noah force.
Advantage.
Haven't really seen it
receiver.
yet. He's still in the jumper, as we said, but it will come. That's good D. That's even better. Oh.
Deuce.
Yeah, it's tough to turn on that ball.
Advantage
I think it's
receiver.
honestly better just to leave that. You're not going to make that shot very often. That's great footwork from Noah.
Deuce.
He's still getting into it. I heard that he had maybe a little bit of a cold. Noah can be a little bit of a slow starter. Nice little view of
Down
Nick.
less
Oh,
than
that
a
ball
yard.
rolled. You're not getting that.
Deuce.
We're privileged to get the dulcet tones of Ivan Ronaldson for this match. James is obviously a great marker, great voice, but there's really nothing like having Ivan behind the mic. That's a bit of a loose one. And it's punched.
Advantage chase worse than a yard.
You cannot just roll one up on the penthouse against Noah. That has to be a 1 bounce or a 2 bounce railroad with some good spin, and that had neither. Yeah, you can see the replay. Oh, wow. But yeah, giving Noah a loose railroad is just about the worst thing you can do in this game, especially if you care about your life.
Advantage chase
The
worse
only,
than
actually,
a yard.
we do have someone here, Will Flynn, who knocked the racket out of my hand the other day on a force. He's the only guy I've seen hit the ball harder than Noah, who was
Game 2
ridiculously impressive.
Worse than 5.
The topspin backhand force. It's a rare shot, but
Fault.
occasionally you'll see Cam do it with success. Of course, Cam is typically hitting that shot with 2 hands. Oof. He missed his
15
target
up.
by about 15 feet there. Good rally.
Chase
Good,
the door.
good gallery from Nick. Yeah, Noah has decided that his footwork is a bit too sloppy early on. Needs to, get a little loose. Have we thought about team leg warmers? It's been talked about, but I don't decide
15 love,
the gear.
worse
We're
than
privileged
5.
enough to just get the gear we get anyway. Maybe next time.
Lost it. Fell 6 yards.
Oof, very close, but that ball just died.
30 love, the door.
And there won't be a next time, unfortunately, in terms of this tournament for Noah and Henry Smith. And next one is in the UK, I believe. I'll be 24, 2 years. And Freddie will be near 24, so I think we'll be able to make that. But there's going to be a little bit of a turnover, so this should be a good one to win for us. Ooh.
15-40.
I guess if you're going to miss a ball, that's the right time to miss it. 40 love up. Ooh, Nick is. It's a little bit of a flaily volley, but it's getting it back. This has been a bit of a loose rally, but yeah, that was a bit of a loose shot. That is a good get. Questionable if he got it, but I think he just got under it.
Down worse
Ooh.
than 3.
That
Change
was
ends,
a
15-40.
good and bad point.
Worse than 3.
Yeah, I mean, this behind the back from Noah is completely unnecessary. You know, sometimes you see those, they're great shots, and this week I've seen a lot of trick shots, and a lot of them have gone in and been really great shots. That was unintelligent.
Lost it. Fell worse than 4.
Just
30,
overcooked
40.
the post a little bit. Railroad was pretty tight. I think he could have maybe hit a cut shot there.
Stroke.
Oh, Noah.
Game. Receiver 1 game to 2.
Not moving his best yet.
Oh!
Yeah, he might still be sore from the U26 finals. I mean, Noah and I played, for reference, 10 sets in 20 hours. That was brutal. I kind of now know
15
what
left.
Rob Shankman went through during the amateur. He had 5 sets with Freddie and then immediately had to play
Better than 5.
me and Noah with Sip.
15 left.
That's a brutal schedule. And I could not. My back was gone by the end of that, and Noah's back was gone, and I cramped, and no, my arm was fine. Believe it or not, not like the amateur. I've actually been playing a lot of court tennis, so the arm is used to the pain. Bit of a loose miss again.
15 all.
But no, when you play 10 sets in 20 hours, weird things crop up, and you just, by the end of it, you kind of just want to be off the court.
30-15.
But credit to Will and Ollie again. They really dramatically improved over the weekend and completely deserved to win that match in every regard. Good get. Noah.
What was that? There's 2 chases. And
Maybe
what was the
grabbing
hazard
his
that
back a little bit. Noah's had
better
kind
than
of
5, hazard
perennial
better than second, 30-15 receiver.
lower body back issues for the last 5 or 6 years, kind of on and off. it's a
30-15.
it's an incredibly
Better than
hard game
five.
on your body. I think everyone who plays out there knows that. It's hard on your lower body. It's really hard on your upper body, especially if you're small like me. Ooh, that is yeah, not the serve, not the
Has
serve.
it better than second.
And those are the worst ones. I mean, for anyone out there, it's not necessarily the speed, although the speed is fast enough. It's if you are hit a ball and you don't really know whether to hit a forehand or a backhand, and it creates doubt, that's the worst. That was questionable on both ends, but who knows?
3 games to 1.
Yeah, maybe we will Hawkeye that. That's a terrible serve. Oh, no. That's a good put-away shot. If Nick gets that ball
15 love.
to his forehand, it's a shot that you see Steve Ragona absolutely punish. You know, he's going to do a lot of damage, especially with this timbre. Good get. It should cut.
Stroke.
Ooh.
15 all.
These are new-ish balls. I think they've been out a couple days. So they are going to stay pretty low to the ground and cut.
Better than last gallery.
Just didn't get his feet set right there.
15 all.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, I mean,
30-15.
that just, I'm going to be honest, that just seems like it's trying something to try something. If I were playing this match, again, you're just feeding Noah balls off the back wall.
40-15 better than last.
You deserve that. What you want to do is you want to slow it down, I think, and really get Noah to move his feet. Of course, Noah is a phenomenal player, and he's dramatically improved his game in the last couple years. He's gotten to train with Tony up in Newport. He's become much more of a well-rounded player. I think most of you have always known that Noah Moats has a terrifying force. We used to rely on that, and now I think he's taken a little bit off and gone for accuracy and location more, and he's succeeding at that. He's down to an 8 or whatever he is.
40-15.
Only getting better.
The server leads better than last gallery.
It's a good get. Didn't think that would come up like that.
Lost it. Game server 4-1.
Noah's still looking very casual early on. Very disinterested look, but he's hit some good shots. Sometimes, oh, that was all
Pass
right.
at the door.
But sometimes I do find not being disinterested, but being relaxed and being comfortable and confident is better for my game.
15 love.
I definitely play better when I'm loose. And that's maybe
30
where
love.
the back problems hurt. He's not quite bending for that ball as he
No,
normally
do you want to
would.
grab that one?
Again, a very casual shot.
15-30.
He was lucky that was tight. I mean, Nick's, if he continues to play with this energy, Nick will be getting more points. Could always just do that, though.
30 all. 40-30, Chase Hazard, the door.
It's a good serve. Nick is just not a little bit, he's hitting a little loose right now still. If anyone out there caught Nick and Chase Moats' match against Ollie and Will, this was last weekend, they won the first set 6-1
40-30,
against
Chase Hazard,
two
the door.
8s. It was remarkable. They played super well. So Nick definitely has another gear. I've seen it. Another trick shot from Noah, and that's lazy. And he deserved that.
Deuce.
There's a little bit of a better serve there.
Advantage.
Still wouldn't serve him that,
Serve.
but at least it was one bounce. That's just a phenomenal shot.
Deuce.
Noah does have that shot in his repertoire, the skinny boast, as we call it. But again, you know, this is a bad matchup in terms of serving. Nick loves hitting that railroad, and Noah loves a deep railroad. As you can just see. Ooh. Good
Game
game.
receiver 5-1.
Oh, that's trying something new. I mean, I kind of prefer that because
15 love.
even though it wasn't a very good serve, it had spin and it had him moving, and Noah's not moving well right now. But that is
15
still a
all.
good shot. That's another new look.
30-15.
I think if Nick hits a good drag, he could have success. I think that would be his best option here. Oh, you're just thinking too much out there. Sometimes you want to keep it simple. Just base of the timbre. Ooh. That was... Well, no, Nick
And the set,
served
6
that with
games
some
to 1.
kick, and it came off the wall with some kick.
Second set level.
Anyway, that's the set.
Fault.
We have a new member of the booth who has joined us, Mr. Legg from Australia. Welcome.
Thank you very much. No, thank you very much. We've got
No.
an entertaining
last
match on our
serve.
hands here.
Yeah, we do. I mean, Nick's always going to entertain. He's an entertaining, great guy, and he's got a great game. And a little bit of a rough start, but I expect this will be a better set for him.
I do hope so. He's a particularly unpredictable player, is Stenning.
Chase better than 4.
Yeah, but again, most of you Aussies who have come over have
59.
dramatically outplayed your handicaps, I think. I've seen some really good tennis from Darcy, especially. Ollie's always going to bring it. And Nick, again, as I mentioned, that match with Chase especially, and with Ollie yesterday.
That was phenomenal.
That was phenomenal.
Genuinely phenomenal.
Thing with Nick is, and I think maybe if you watch some of his other matches, you'll notice this, is
Has
if
at
he
the
gets
door.
into it, if
Better
he
than
gets
4 and
intense,
has at the door.
I mean, he's a different player. He's a different guy.
Indeed, there's not much that can get in the way of an overhyped Nick Stenning.
Yeah. No, I've seen him play legit teens tennis. I mean, against the first set against
50
Will and
love,
Ollie this
Chase
past
better than
weekend,
4.
there's an argument to make that he was even high single digits. I mean, if you beat 2-8, 6-1, what are you? I guess that is the question.
The answer is very good. Very good at the game.
Oh, Noah.
30 love, hazard the door.
Us Australians have been going on all week about how hazard chases are basically as good as a point. Let's see if it.
No, not here. He
15-30.
he turns on it and arguably his worst shot in the match.
Significant error there from Nick Stenning.
That's a good shot from Noah. That is not.
Hazard the door.
Again, that
15-30.
footwork.
I disagree. I think the hazard chase from Noah is almost as good as a point.
You know, honestly, might have to agree with you there.
Off Noah's return of
Noah's-
serve, it's just so
Not
deadly.
up.
Wow, that
Better
is-
than last gallery.
Noah is complaining about Ivan's call of that ball being down. I'd recommend you get to that ball, Noah. you hardly took a step. That's on you.
Savage, but fair.
15-30.
It is a good
hazard
point.
The door.
Noah off a hazard chase is scary. He can
He's
do.
got a lot of options.
He does.
Here we go.
And that's one of those options.
30 all.
An incredibly underrated shot. Low.
Drive at
Better
the
than
nick.
last gallery.
It's a seriously deadly shot.
Yeah. Again, Nick, that's maybe he wasn't expecting a force given better than last, but
He's playing against Noah.
yeah.
You gotta expect the force at some point.
He's going with that on the second serve. Bold.
Oh, it's a good edge.
Juice. Full.
It's good. It's effective because you're not really expecting the slow main wall from Noah. You're expecting that speed. But when Nick hits that serve and it bounces with some spin, Noah is more likely to hit a main wall and not a straight drive because you're more error prone with the spin.
Underside of the bando. Well practiced shot from Hobart. Underside of the bando is extremely effective there.
All skill. That's a bit of a better serve.
Good dig.
Good shot in the corner.
Advantage. Server.
As we've been talking about, keeping it simple. On the floor to the backhand corner. Still an effective shot, even against an 8.
A loose serve, however, is not very effective against an 8 handicap.
Sadly, no.
We all wish that we could play loose serves and still play at a single figures handicap, but sadly it's just not the way.
Advantage.
Noah gave him a
receiver.
loose one there to his forehand.
Chase
That's just too
better
good.
than the yard. Advantage.
Better than a yard, I think it was. My personal highlight of, for me in terms of shots this entire week was I played off better than one against Noah in the singles final, and I hit a cut shot half a yard.
Beating better than one off the floor is a significant achievement, especially in a final match of under 26 tournament.
I was very happy, but of course the following shot I played worse than 2, and I framed it into the net. So you have it both ways. He went for it.
Lost the chase.
Didn't have many other options unless you channeled some of
server,
your
one game to life.
pizzazz on the floor shots.
It's a brutal game in terms of how streaky it is. I mean, you just look at Ollie versus Will. Maybe it was yesterday. I think Tuesday.
15 love.
It was Tuesday. Ollie won the first set 6-love, and then Will won the second 6-5, and Ollie proceeded to win the third 6-1. So you really
30
never.
love.
I mean, it's so mental.
15-30.
Loose serve there from Noah.
Chase last gallery.
Classic shot.
Great net cord.
Pierre would have
15-30.
appreciated that one.
Nicholas Stenning, of course, known for his
Fault.
classic and tidy game. In all seriousness, though, he is the most chaotic player, I think, that I know.
He's up there. He's up there. But when he controls that chaos,
30
if
all.
that sentence or phrase makes any sense, he's really a phenomenal player. We haven't seen his best from him this match.
I agree. I think he's able to ping the ball around a lot, and he reads the ball quite well. So he gets a good number of.
That's a good
shots back.
read right there.
The forehand off the tan ball from Nick
Worse
is one of
than
his strengths.
3, 2 chases.
Yeah, lefty off the timbre, always very impressive.
30 all.
Just watch Cam; it's phenomenal. Even, amateur players. Chris Motes plays out of here. He's always had a phenomenal ball off the timbre. Steve Ragona, of course, not an amateur, but comes to mind. Lefties, they used to say that lefties were at a disadvantage, and certainly still are on the return. But there are a lot of pros.
Especially in doubles, as we saw.
30 all
I
last
think
gallery.
that the left-hand, right-hand combination yesterday from Nick and Ollie and Nick and Darcy was especially effective.
40-30.
They both got
Worse
a
than
set off
3.
both of their opponents.
Yeah. And again, we see at the top level of the game, the world doubles, Tim and Cam, righty and a lefty, Steve Ragona and John Lumley, righty and a lefty.
1 chase worse than 2.
It is the best combination. I don't
Game,
really
2
think there's an
games to
argument
love.
for it at this point, because if you miss the main wall on a force, the lefty is right there to just cut down on it towards the timbre. And you also have the lefty
better than
volleying
last gallery.
up at the galleries, and you have the righty playing in the back of the court. It's just objectively 2 forehands is better.
2 forehands is better than 1 forehand. I would agree. Steve Vagona especially is known for the... if you're playing in a court with a smaller grill, the miss under the grill, Steve Vagona will absolutely crack into the backhand corner.
Yeah.
Through
Yeah.
both of
15
their
love.
opponents.
Yeah. No, Steve has 1 gear, and it is hard.
Yes. Works for him very well.
Yeah.
Fault.
Nice little fault into the winning gallery. We always wish that counted, but it doesn't
does.
in this game.
We haven't seen quite as many railroads into the winning gallery as I would have liked from this tournament and the under-26 tournament previously. Is there any? Have you served
30
any here
love.
yet?
Have I served any railroads?
Railroads into the winning gallery.
Oh, into the winning gallery. I've done it once here in my life. I remember it. It was in a practice match. For so much of my life, I played on a court that was really bad for railroads, and now I have such a great railroad serving court.
15-30.
I've really been trying to work on it, but isn't there yet, unfortunately.
It will come. It will come. This court is especially good for the railroad, ladies and gentlemen, at home. It cuts back very
Chase
nicely,
2.
and the penthouse means the ball carries a lot of spin and a lot of speed,
chases.
so you don't
Better than last.
have to rip it in
2.
quite as much as anywhere else.
Yeah, it's up for debate whether the one bounce on the floor or the low kind of nick is what you go for, but they're both effective.
Yeah.
Again, we see during these highlights, Noah still
15-30.
kind of looking
Chase
disinterested.
better than
He's getting the
last
job
gallery.
done, but his footwork is still slow. Hasn't brought his A game. As we see right there, maybe still a bit of a back problem.
Yeah, what's the update on the back problem, Eric?
In my experience,
That's a good
Noah, that is a good
30
shot.
all, chase, 2
Noah
yards.
always brings his A game when he needs to. Of course, he couldn't really do that in the doubles final at the U26s
chase.
because
He seemed like he was in
40-30.
a lot of pain.
he was in a lot of pain. His back, early in the second set, he hit a force and he just felt something, not pull, but just like a knot approach his back, which is tough. He's always had
3
injuries,
games
but
to
at
love.
every single big
7.
tournament I've seen in that, pretty much outside of that match, he's always brought his game when he needed to.
3 games to love.
Load management, yes. Yes.
It's a good shot for
Down,
Nick.
That's a
worse
great
than
shot.
yard.
Even at the Whitney Cup, this past Whitney Cup, Noah had the unfortunate
Fault.
occurrence of sleeping on his neck wrong, which all of us have done once in our lives.
Oh, yeah.
And it is very painful. And, he was in a lot of pain, but lost the first set and was looking pretty disinterested, but
So stroke.
got the job done. So
Stroke.
he's a clutch player. We've seen
15
that.
love.
He and Mr. Carey, we have in the booth right here, won a phenomenal match against Philadelphia, John Kroll and Henry Smith, 6-5 in the third. Some of you will remember that match. Some of you won't want to,
15
yes. But that was, I don't know if Mr. Carey would call that the biggest win of his life, but I mean, that was one of the biggest wins I've ever seen in my life from Noah and Ryan. Phenomenal. You did help the team. Ryan bringing up the cherry blossom. More of a fun tournament than a competitive tournament.
I say a win is a win.
30-15 receiver.
That is the right shot right there.
30 all.
Ooh. Ivan would
That's worse than
approve
the
of that
goal,
shot.
30 all.
He's a big proponent of the drill it at the grill and see what happens.
If you miss, you get the
Sorry
hazard
guys, that's
chase.
two chases.
If you miss
And
it,
if your
Worse than
returns
the
are
yard
as good as
and
Noah's,
worse than the door.
you like the hazard chase.
exactly.
Eric, is there any chance of seeing you in Australia anytime soon for maybe a Boomerang or an Oz Open?
I'd love to. It's tough. We have other things to settle in my life first. I'm attending my last year of
30 all.
university this upcoming
Chase
year.
worse than a yard.
After that, we'll see where I end up. I would love to end up on the East Coast. That's my intent. I'd actually love to end up back in D.C., but you never know where jobs
Lost
are going to
chase,
take you.
40-30
And
server.
you gotta get
Has it
financially
worse than
secure
the door?
first. It's but went to Australia for my first time last year, and I absolutely loved it. It's up there with my favorite countries I've
Yes.
ever been in the world. I'd actually put New Zealand at #1 for me.
Ooh, controversial.
Controversial, yeah.
Good thing Nick Stenning, our
Vote.
token Kiwi, he would like both of those answers.
Yeah, I mean, just a beautiful place. But no one more hospitable out there than the
Chase
Kiwis
better
and the
than the yard.
Aussies. That's a great shot right
I
there.
disagree. The Americans have really put on a show for us this year.
I think, thank you, but no. Just Americans have a worse reputation around the world than Aussies and Kiwis, and rightfully so. Some of us are good, a lot of us aren't.
Well, I would say
Better than
that
the
the
yard.
generosity from the members here at the Westwood Club would outweigh any of the bad experiences that we've had. Or actually, I don't think we've had any so far in the US, but.
Except for the baseball game.
Well, yeah.
got the wrong tickets for the baseball game, but we ended up having a very fun time.
We'll gloss over that.
We will. No, I mean, you've gotten to, the Moatses are phenomenal people. The pros are great here. You're not going to get many bad attitudes. Occasionally I'll yell some bad things. 7 second delay for me. That's a great shot from Stenning, by the way. Best shot of the match, arguably, on better than one.
Fault.
But I would love to come down to Australia, getting back to the question. Especially Melbourne. Melbourne's my favorite club that I've ever been to in my life,
Wow,
hands down.
that's a big call.
Advantage server.
The court plays super true. You don't get a bad bounce. The pros are
That's
phenomenally nice. It's just a great environment.
Stroke.
It's a great shot from Nick.
I think Melbourne would be my favourite club in Australia by a long way.
Yeah, I mean, there are some
Hobart's,
beautiful.
Hobart's special, but
Home is always special.
The clubs that we've experienced so far in the US have been phenomenal. The Westwood Club being, I think, my favourite tennis venue of them all, with all that upstairs seating.
Yeah, it's a beautiful club here. You know, I gotta give props to John Motza again, Haven Pell, Charlie Katz, Byrne, and that's all right. Again, great footwork on the volley from Noah there. he's a lot of these are long games. Noah just seems to be pulling them out casually every time. Post. Ooh.
Advantage server.
I have not found a better club than Melbourne. I was in love with that place last year. Just the way the court played and the venue and the city. Like, for whoever has not been to Melbourne, great city, super clean. Yeah.
Would have to agree, Melbourne is a fantastic city. Tipped to be, I think, the biggest city in Australia in a couple of years. It's overtaking Sydney rapidly as the population is declining.
Yeah. Sydney's, speaking of Sydney, building a new court as we speak right now. I think they broke ground.
I believe so, yes, in Cheltenham.
Yeah, very exciting. And I don't know the update on... good shot from Noah. I don't know the update on Sand Valley. I think that's going to be completed soon. I haven't talked to anyone recently about it. I heard August. I mean, construction always seems to take a bit of time, so maybe that's September at this point. Who knows? But that's exciting as well.
I haven't heard about this new Sand Valley Court. Where is it going to be built?
That's the right answer is kind of in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. But the appeal is mostly the golf. The golf is obviously phenomenal at Westwood, as you have probably seen. But it's one of the most beautiful golf courses in the world. And wow, yeah, and definitely should go up there in the summer. I honestly don't know how busy it will be in the winter. TBD on that.
15
but,
all.
you know,
I hope they have good heating on the court.
Yeah, Wisconsin does get very cold in the summer, or not in the summer, in the winter, of course.
Yeah.
You know, as someone who goes to the University of Michigan, that part of Wisconsin is even colder. It gets into the negatives in Fahrenheit.
Even I know that's cold, and the conversion from Fahrenheit to Celsius still eludes me.
True. Ooh. Thought it might go in for a sec. That's a good shot from Nick.
Game point, can he convert?
I hope so. Noah,
Round better than 2.
again,
40-15.
Playing a great cut shot.
that was a great cut shot. He's casually playing very solid tennis. I do not think better than first is...
I think that
is
would be
what
the
that
incorrect
was.
chase as well.
But we will fix that for you guys.
40-15 receiver
go.
leads. Better than 2 yards.
What other courts have you attended, gone to so far in the U.S.?
In the United States, we...
Ooh, great shot.
That's a brilliant shot from Stanley.
Game receiver 1 game to 4.
So far in the US, we've played the Chicago court and the both rackets courts in Chicago as well. Philadelphia, great. I didn't manage to get a hit on the rackets court there, but
15 love.
we loved that court. That was good fun. And then we came here.
That's great. Yeah. Philly is very hit or miss, I think, for a lot of people in terms... It's a phenomenal club.
30
Great
love.
hospitality. Just
Fantastic.
arguably my maybe other than Westwood, my favorite club in the U.S. is Philly. The court itself, very interesting, very bouncy.
Yeah, it's a strange combination of lack of spin from the walls and enormous amounts of spin and bounce from the floor.
Yeah.
'Cause it's so rough.
It's a very slow court. And Chicago plays very true, I would say.
Being quite a new court, it's it plays how it says on the tin. I think it's a well restored. It's a Bickley, isn't it? It's a well restored Bickley.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys do manage to make it up to New York, I thought that was as well. Well, it doesn't matter.
Game server 5 games to 1.
But if you do manage to make it up to New York, 2 courts up there, they both play very true. I'd compare it to not Melbourne in terms of exactly how the court plays, but in terms of just how true and pure and just the bounces being perfect.
Okay.
Those are the 2 best courts in the world I've
15
seen.
love.
Wow, big call. Some would say that Lords in the UK would be the truest of the courts.
I have never played Lords. I've always wanted to. I've played on at least 10 UK courts, and we did not make it to Lords.
It's not the easiest club to get into, but I
15
managed
all.
to get there in 2019, I think, just before COVID. That was a fantastic club, a fantastic court. The floor is flagstones and almost a mirror
30,
polish from
15.
everyone's shoes.
Ooh, yeah. This court, I do really love the floor of this court as well. I think it plays true as well. Would you agree?
Oh, totally. This court, you don't get any stupid bounces off this court, I don't
No,
think.
it's gotten very good, it's broken in, as they say, very fast. It was a very interesting court the first time people played on it.
The first iteration with the slightly wonky tambour.
Well, yes, the wonky timbre, but also
7.5
the amount of spin that if you hit a bad cut volley and it hit the main wall and then it hit the back wall, it would cut all the way to the backhand side. It was
Wow.
crazy.
30 all.
Yeah. I was actually pretty nervous at the beginning. I think others were too. And then that just completely stopped, and now it's a great court.
40 30.
Nice. So is this
Chase
this
better than
as
half a yard.
as sorry, don't mind me. Is this the most spinny this court will be from here on in?
Probably. Yeah, I think it'll mostly stay this way for
40 30.
the foreseeable future.
better than
The correct
half a
question, I
yard.
think, would be, is it going to get any less spinny? Because I think at the minute it's playing a very, very good amount of spin.
Yeah, I hope. Ooh, no, I was trying to put it away right there. We've been
Juice.
talking for a while, but we had gotten to a match point right there.
Juice. Match point. Or match game.
Match game.
Match game.
I like that.
It's the- I think this is what would be called the pivotal 7th game, I believe.
Yeah, that's what Freddie would call it. Yeah, Freddie has all these names for the games.
I haven't quite got them all matched up yet. I'll just stick an adjective in front of the number of game and see how we go.
Now you got to get the alliteration going. I don't know what it is for the 7th game.
Not up.
Ooh.
Advantage server.
Has no disagreements, so Ivan seems to have been correct on that one. Of course, you're not really gonna. Noah's not really a very, what's the word? Combative.
That's a great shot from Steve
Great
there.
shot from Stenny. Noah's not gonna argue too much. He's very calm on the court. He'll occasionally, if he's playing really poorly, he'll occasionally let out some language. But other than that, you're not gonna see much from Noah.
Chase better than
My
5.
behavior is much worse.
We have seen a few calls of language from James Greenley, especially. He's a bit less tolerant of it, I think, than anyone else here.
That's just, again, not the serve, Nick. you're
15 love.
you're asking to get blasted there.
Good alliteration. A lot of rhyming.
Very casual shot for Noah. Another one. That, yeah, I mean,
15
you're
all.
asking for it, buddy.
This is any old Thursday? Any old Thursday for Noah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what it felt like during Sunday's final, actually, with Noah. Played him. It was pretty anticlimactic because we played
Shot.
each other about 30
30,
times
15.
before the tournament started. It's like, Me and Noah.
You two are obviously hitting partners as the locals from Westwood.
Yes. He really speeds my racket up. He's a very good partner to have. I'm lucky to have him.
Yeah, it's a
We've got 5.
very good situation to have young guys around your age, around your handicap, playing at the same court.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Definitely. You guys have that at Hobart for sure. I know you guys have been playing with each other and been getting each other better. Sadly, I'm gone for most of the year, but this will be hopefully my last year away from Noah. Hopefully he sticks around the area because I'd love to come back here and really give this game a shot. I love playing, obviously, but I've never really gotten to play year-round. And when I show up to tournaments like the Silver Racket or the Whitney Cup, it's sadly not my best tennis. I really try to fire myself up for it. I really care, but I've been playing squash, so I come back, and that's where the arm problems come about. Been swinging a lighter racket. It's just what happens. So. I mean, squash helps your fitness, but it does not help your muscle building. Using very different muscles for court tennis, and
those fast twitch muscles from squash don't really cut the
good
mustard
serve.
here.
We have double match point for Noah here. See if he can put it off, put it away, get off the court. Great footwork.
That's a good shot.
That is a great shot. It's a great volley from Nick.
30-40.
It should be punished.
There we go.
Game in the match.
6-1, 6-2.
A well-played match from Noah there. It's not a whole lot I think Nicholas could have done, but he seems to have enjoyed himself.
Yes, yes, he does.
That was the pep talk from elected team captain Oliver Bridmore. Go out there and have fun, play some fun shots.
Yeah. Hopefully they both had fun, and anyway, we will sign off.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.